Hey everyone, how y'all doing out there? So here we are back at the clubhouse again, and today I fed the animals, but I think maybe John either fed them late last night or he got here before me this morning. Excuse me, because there was everybody had plenty of food. They were all low on water, but I don't know. Maybe they're drinking a lot. Anyway, a lot of you people keep asking questions about farming, in particular. How I do it with the chickens, and if Gordon Tickle makes a lot of money. And as you know, we're very close friends, and I know all about his finances. But I'll tell you about the chickens first. Here we go. Yeah, how do I do it? They say. You see, I don't have a rooster, yet my chickens don't fight, don't pick on each other. See how they never do. You never see them picking on each other. Uh, well, that's what you feed them that does that. But what happens with chickens is if you have all hens, one chicken will be the queen and she will kind of act like a rooster. She'll break up fights and stuff like that. But anyway, as far as my farm goes, I don't make a lot of money. Matter of fact, I lose money on my chickens, and that very thing that people ask me about, that's why I lose money. And I'll tell you what it's all about. It's about that down in there. You see it? I'll show you. I'll show you. See this? Well, see there's cat food. There's regular cornmeal that you feed chickens. See the white dot? That was oyster shells. That's for calcium. And oh, there's this tiny gray stuff. You can see it, and that's grit. It's actually granite, really ground down, real not quite to a powder, which helps them digest food. And people are like, "Well, how do you make your eggs?" So you drop one of my chicken's eggs on the ground, 99 times out of 100, it doesn't break. And people are like, "How do you do that?" Bunny over here. Well, I give them calcium, crushed oyster shells. Then a lot of people are like, well, how do you keep them from fighting? I give them cat food. That's protein. If you give a chicken enough protein, they don't fight and pick on each other near as much. I mean, they'll do a little bit. They're hens. They do hen peck, but not too much. Not too much if you give them plenty of protein. It's just oh, people like my chickens. This winter, the slowest production yield I got from my chickens was a few days where I got only 9 eggs. I have 11 chickens. I got only 9 eggs. Even the coldest of the winter, I got 1 egg per chicken. And when it's warm out, sometimes you get more. So, yeah, people are like, well, how much money you make doing that? Well, I'll tell you what, I lose money doing that. I sell my eggs for $2 a carton. That's $2 a dozen. And at the end of the month, with the feed that I give them, and if you count the straw and bedding and stuff like that, I normally lose about $50 a month on chickens. But I do it because I enjoy doing it. You know, you can make money selling eggs, but you can't do it feeding your chickens like I do. I feed my chickens parsley too, because that makes their eggs have lower cholesterol, and they love the stuff. So why not? And yeah, look at that. I dry it during the summer, thanks to Chuck, uh, the mayor, telling me I could do that last year. I dried it over the summer, I feed it to them all winter. And then, of course, fresh all summer, they just love it. And it grows crazy wild here. Hi there. How you doing? That's Vlad. Um, anyway, um, yeah, that's the secret with how I get all the eggs from the chickens, keep them from fighting, and keep things calm here. But no, don't make much money that way. The rabbits, that's an on and off thing. You can make pretty good money on rabbits uh, if you don't mind butchering them. You got to butcher them yourself to make any money. That's the hard part because they're cute little furry animals, and people, they tend not to want to take a cute little furry animal and, have to slaughter it. But if you want to make money at your farm, you're going to have to. Um, Closing things up here. Looks like it's going to rain. So you can get $40 if you just if you just butcher it and sell it whole, your rabbit, as like a roast. It's $40, and you can sell it to some French restaurants for upwards of $120 a piece. And then they charge out the butt for prepping it. You might pay $400 for a rabbit fricassee at a French restaurant. But yeah, there's definitely money involved with rabbits, but I don't compare to what Gordon does, the business that Gordon Tickle does. Just today he was telling me, he said this year he's making $1 million paper money. Yeah. And next year he's making $2 million paper money, and that's just on the cattle. That doesn't count the other things that he doesn't show on that channel. Gordon's got probably 30 channels, and all his channels are making money. So it's well, you might have heard of. I know everybody knows who Gordon Tickle is. Some people know who PewDiePie is. Gordon Tickle makes 10, 20 times what PewDiePie does on YouTube, and then he's got the well. The thing is, the funny thing about Gordon Tickle is he starts this cattle farm in Thailand, and most people in Thailand are Buddhist and they can't eat beef. So what are you gonna do? Well, Gordon, he's clever. He's clever. He started building a garden. He made himself a nice garden, and he puts the spices in the beef to make it taste like sausage, and then he sells it as pork. That's how he does it. Yeah. Makes big bucks. But that's just what he does on that part of the farm that you see. If you watch the other channels, you'll see another part of the farm. You won't see the cattle part, like the horses. He did the same thing in England. He started a horse farm and didn't realize they don't eat horses in England. But he did bring the horse farm to Thailand with him. It's just on the other side of the hill there, and he does the same thing there. He raises these horses, and then he spices them up, makes them taste like burger, sells them to Burger King over there in England. Yeah, he ain't no dummy, and I bet you he makes. Well, I know for a fact he makes $1 million, $2 million paper money for that too. And then he raises the mountain lions, and he milks the mountain lions, sells that in Thailand. And then he also sells the mountain lions themselves to some Middle Eastern countries that like to use them to terrorize people. And he's swimming in money. You want to know if Gordon Tickle's making money? You're crazy, man. You can look at his videos. Look at the paradise, the luxury that man lives in. Look at his house. Look at his property. He's got so much money he don't know what to do. And everybody's like, how do you start out? Was he just born in the riches? No, he wasn't. He was a lowly farm hand to start out with, and what he done was he got into the slave trade. See, he brought a bunch of slaves from Thailand over to this place he had over in Britain. Yeah, and he worked them, and he worked them, and he barely paid them at all. He basically paid them with pancakes. He gave them pancakes every day. No syrup, no butter. He was, you don't want to cross the Gordon Tickle. I'll tell you that right now. But he worked them all to death except one, and he married her, and and then he took her over, and he just treats her like a queen now. I don't know. That's Gordon. He does what he wants, but that's how it works. And does Gordon make money on his farm? Oh my God, I don't think money's the word for it. He makes paper money. That's what he makes. But like I said, I mean, just about everything he does makes him at least $1 million paper money a year. And we're talking like 30 YouTube channels, and he's got the horse farm and the cattle farm and the mountain lions. Oh yeah, and he raises them tigers over there. Yeah, and sells them too. And also sells the tiger eggs, and he's got chickens. Speaking of eggs, and his chickens, I don't know how he does it, but he sells the eggs for $2 a piece instead of $2 for a dozen. It's starting to rain, and I'd tell you more, but there's a lot more to tell you. But yeah, there's money in farming. Yeah, sure is. Sure is. I mean, how you think I got all this? Huh? I sure as hell didn't do it sitting in an office pushing a pencil. If I did, how would I be standing here talking to you? You never think, you people just don't think, do you? So anyway, that's the answer to some of your questions. I hope it helped you out. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. In case I don't make a video tomorrow, and if I do, then I hope you have a wonderful Thursday afternoon too. And we'll see y'all right around the corner. Have a good one. Bye.